Good evening and welcome to the Pimlico Experience. I'm Joel Buchholz, Executive Principal at Pimlico State High School. It's my great pleasure to welcome you, and I hope that you find our ongoing Pimlico Experience a worthwhile and invaluable opportunity to learn more about our school and the great opportunities that we're able to provide students and families in our Pimlico community. I'm going to hand you over now to our students for this evening's tour.
Welcome to Pimlico State High School and the virtual Pimlico Experience.
My name's Leela.
And my name is Karen.
And we're in Year 7 here at Pimlico State High School.
Today we are taking a virtual journey through health, sport and wellbeing programs at Pimlico and highlighting some of the exciting opportunities available to students.
Come with us and discover how a Pimlico education really does make a world of difference. Let us show you around.
So Pimlico really values wellbeing. We have an excellent team that keeps across the evidence base and develops a strategic plan to embed wellbeing across our whole learning community. Our whole school wants to make sure that our students feel safe and that they belong, and that they're equipped with the necessary skills, knowledge and know-how to flourish and thrive. We have lots of ways that we embed wellbeing. Some of them include things like great activities and experiences for our students. We have opportunities for our students to take on initiatives and lead experiences within the school. It takes everyone to have a thriving and resilient community. It takes all of us, and we can't wait to have you here.
Our school's care philosophy of cooperation, appreciation, respect, and effort guide the way that all members of our school community conduct themselves to help create a welcoming, friendly, and productive learning environment.
In Year 7, students remain in the same class groupings for their core subjects, helping them to ease smoothly into the timetable structure of high school.
In Year 7, many classes are held in V-Block, providing a home for our Year 7s while also allowing them to explore the whole campus and access specialist facilities in each subject area.
The school has a comprehensive team of support staff, including year coordinators, guidance officers, a nurse, a chaplain, a defence mentor, a community education counsellor, and the STARS program.
Wellbeing is also a major component of the HPE curriculum, which focuses on developing students' social, emotional, intellectual and physical self. Through HPE, students concentrate their learning on topics such as puberty, respectful relationships, decision-making, healthy choices, cyber safety, positive psychology, nutrition, building community, first aid, fitness, as well as careers education.
Here at Pimlico, sport is a valued part of our school culture, as it promotes leadership, resilience, teamwork and commitment. We offer an extensive range of sporting opportunities ranging from traditional sports, including touch football, netball, basketball and rugby league, just to name a few, as well as recreational sports such as sailing and horse sports. Our sporting opportunities cater for all abilities, from those who want to try something new to students who want to have fun with their friends, through to those who want to represent our region, state or nation. These are our students enjoying sport here at Pimlico State High School.
I enjoy sport at Pimlico because I like playing for sport with my friends.
Pimlico's athletic program allows me to train every afternoon with specialised coaches and help improve my athletic performance.
For me, being a student here at Pimlico, the countless opportunities available to me astound me. There's so many pathways that I can take, and for me also, the connections that I've made with teachers and how they're just there to help me, that means a lot to me as a student. The resources available to me throughout this year and last year as well have especially prepared me for the world after school. Over the past 5 years, I've made so many memories and connections with students and teachers, and just seeing those familiar faces every day, and just the schedule will be probably the biggest thing to miss.
The sports program here at Pimlico I've enjoyed a lot since grade 7. We have a lot of variety of sports available for a whole bunch of different age groups. The thing I like most about being a student here at Pimlico is the social aspect, being able to see my friends every day, but also the learning environment. I find it very friendly and very helpful.
Well, there's many aspects to the sport program at Pimlico. Block sports is one of the main ones that I would consider. What I enjoy most is how big the school is and how many students go here, and I know lots of people in my grade and lots of people in lower grades and older grades, and how friendly everyone is and how many new people and friends that I've met throughout every experience of the school.
Thank you for joining us on our virtual journey through health, sport and wellbeing.
And giving us the opportunity to showcase our school, students, teachers and programs. At Pimlico, education really does make a world of difference.
Please stay tuned for our Q&A session coming up next.
We will be online to have a chat and answer your questions about our school.
Well, good evening everyone and welcome to the fifth and final of our Pimlico Experience sessions, and this evening we're talking about our HPE, sport and wellbeing programs here at Pimlico High. Thanks so much for joining us again. I'm joined this evening by our Head of Department for HPE and Sport, Ange Marsden, also by one of our Heads of Department Student Development who works specifically with our Year 7 and 8 students, Lee Kinniston, two of our Year 12 students and house leaders, Chanel and Tani, and also one of our class of 2019 alumni, Corinne. Thanks very much for joining us. Welcome. So we saw in the video the wide range of sports that are available. Talk to us, Ange, about how students can get involved in sport at Pimlico.
There's a huge range of opportunities here at Pimlico, anything from hiring gear at lunchtime from the HPE staff and mucking around with their friends and trying new sports to a more, structured inter-school sport program, a block sport after school. We also have our rep program, so if students want to represent Townsville or Northern, they can do so through our Townsville and Northern trials. We also have our lovely house leaders who do a range of, or organise a range of activities such as in lunchtime sport once a term. Our junior student council organised jump rope for heart, and there's a whole lot of things that I've probably missed out, but sport is definitely a daily occurrence here at Pimlico.
Excellent. And it's great to see some questions coming through online. Of course, if you've got any questions about our HPE sport and wellbeing programs, you can jump into the comments section on Facebook and post those there for us. So one of the questions there that Trevor's asked is, does that include soccer?
Yes, so we have traditional sports like soccer or rugby league, basketball, netball, volleyball, all of those things, and they're through our block sport program, which is offered after school on a Tuesday or a Wednesday traditionally, and we have different sports for different year levels each term, and that's run by Townsville Secondary School Sport, and we play each of the secondary schools across Townsville in a range of sports. We also have friendly matches that we organise inter-school. We had a soccer match this afternoon against Town High actually with our seniors. So there's something for everyone, that's for sure.
Excellent. And Chanel, we heard Ms Marsden there mention our house leaders and our house structure. Talk to us about how the house structure works here at Pimlico.
Yes, so here at Pimlico we actually have 4 different houses named after palm trees, which is our school symbol. We have Alexandra, which is yellow, Pendennis, which is green, Phoenix, which is red, and Royal, which is blue. Throughout the year, these houses actually compete for the Championship House Trophy as well as the House Spirit Trophy in Pimlico's inter-house carnivals for cross-country, swimming and athletics. They also do compete for the Lunchtime Sports Shield in various sporting competitions, as well as the Palm Park in numerous non-sports orientated competitions like trivia, Just Dance and Talent Quests. These all promote student participation and enjoyment and form an important part of our school's culture and community, and also allow us Year 12 house captains to develop our leadership and organisational skills, as most of these are actually organised and run by us house captains and the junior and students council members.
Fantastic. Look, I've got a really pressing question. We saw some of the footage there earlier from Athletics Carnival. We saw a bit of this happening. Can you explain that to me? What's that?
It's basically our palm tree symbol, which we have kind of developed over a few years. It's done by all of our, so grade 7 to grade 12. It's kind of just our symbol, just a bit of fun.
Great part of that house spirit and that school spirit. And look, that's obviously a really important part of sport, that participation, that belonging, that involvement. But of course, there's an opportunity for representation as well for our students who might be interested in that. Tell us how students can get involved in representative teams in sport.
There's a range of mechanisms. We have our care class every morning, which is a fabulous way to hear about the opportunities that happen across the school through our daily notices. And through those mechanisms, we have airplay on things that are coming up. So if students want to play lunchtime sports or get involved in our house leader run activities, then they hear about it during care class. For more formalised sports, we have a sports coordinator who is available all of the time in the MPS and also on our dedicated email address, which will be on the school's website. And she can talk to students about the upcoming trials for both Townsville and Northern. And we have a lot of sports that are Queensland secondary school sports, but we also have a range of sports that are Pimlico teams for leisure activities. So we are involved in horse sports and mountain bike riding, triathlons and rock climbing. So there's the leisure activities that are also a huge part of our school culture, and we try to encourage students to be involved in a range of sports, and anything from trying something for the very first time to representing Australia.
Fantastic. And our P&C Association also strongly supports our Pimlico team sailing program as well.
So team sailing is run by the P&C subcommittee, and it's for everyone. You don't need any prior experience, because the first thing that you learn in term 1 is a Learn to Sail program, which is nationally recognised. The great thing about Pimlico Sailing is that we have our own boats, and we have a very strong flotilla of boats and instructors that every Sunday will meet you down at the Strand and teach you everything that you need to know about sailing. There's also inter-school competitions, so we either sail at Townsville Regatta or up at the Tinaroo Regattas against everyone in North Queensland, and we actually have sent our sailing crews to national competitions as well.
Fantastic. Now, Lee, and you talked a little bit before about care class and the role of sharing information about sporting events, but of course, care is used for much more than that. Tell us a bit more about our care structure here at Pimlico.
Yeah, so care is used as a point of call for each morning. It's the starting point of our day where we transition, into our school days from whatever has been going on in the mornings. Students can connect with each other, and they have a care teacher that transitions them into our school day. We use that class to let all the kids know about what the opportunities are in the school, but also as a platform to deliver programs like our Wellbeing programs to help upskill our students in their protective factors, to be resilient and to be community minded, and help them thrive as people. So it's just that first point of call every day with those same kids and the same teacher through. I mean, these guys sitting at the table here would remember their care class really well. You have them from year 7 all the way through to year 12, and you get to know them really well, and they become like your little Pimlico family to start the day.
Excellent. So, Corinne, a little while since you had your first year 7 care class. Tell us, though, what is it that you've gotten, particularly from some of your sporting experiences and opportunities here at Pimlico, that are shaping what you're doing now, both in terms of your sporting pursuits, but also your further studies?
Yeah, well, I obviously participated a lot in sport throughout Pimlico. I actually represented in the Northern team in grade 12, and then I went on to the Queensland team, where I flew down to Melbourne for a week and competed against all the Victorian teams for a week, so that was pretty exciting.
So with your netball, you've still got a pretty rigorous routine at the moment. You've got some big competition coming up soon.
Yeah, I actually will be leaving to Brisbane in a week's time to compete in state titles for the under-18 Rays.
Excellent. And you're balancing all that with university studies as well, which of course is difficult in this time of coronavirus as well with online studies, but again that's been influenced by the health curriculum too. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I obviously knew through my passion of sport and health and fitness that I wanted to go into the health industry, but I also wanted to do something that was a bit different, which led me to my course of medical imaging, which is, pretty exciting.
So heading towards the end of your first year of studies there, as well as your sporting pursuits. Fabulous.
Yeah.
So We've heard about that care structure and starting right back at Year 7, but Chanel, talk to us a little bit about the mentoring program we have, because when our students come in at Year 7 and are first learning their way, one of the important things we have, as well as our care structure, is our TIP, or the inter-year program for mentoring those students. Talk to us about that.
Yeah, so the first day of grade 7, us TIP leaders basically work with our care classes. So we have about 6 TIPS leaders to each care class, and the first day basically we just take the TIP students to their care classroom and we just all sit down with them, talk them through. It's all very overwhelming for the grade 7ers. They get a timetable which looks like complete another language to them. So we sit them down and we talk to them, we highlight classes, we make sure they understand their timetables back to front. We ask them for any advice, we familiarise ourselves. We also help icebreakers to make sure that the care class actually start to get to know each other, so we play a few games. And us TIP leaders actually do training the year prior, so we have 2 days of training, so we are pretty well equipped and prepared for it. And then once a week, primarily for the first term, we actually do sit down with our care classes and we go talk to them, make sure they're balancing their school life with their home life and whatever they're doing outside of school. If they need any help, like with assessments, we make sure that they're on top of everything. It also is just a familiar face for grade 7s. Like when we're walking down the hallway, I'll have my TIP students stop me. If they're lost, they'll come talk to me and I help them to their class. So it's just like a familiar face with someone who knows what they're doing in school.
Lovely. Tani, you've been pretty heavily involved in sport, both in school and out of school. Tell us a bit about how HPE and sport at Pimlico has shaped some of that for you.
A lot, actually. I've learnt a lot of different attributes that apply to my sport outside of coaching kids. So that's a really helpful thing that I have developed through HPE and sport here. It's also helping to shape my future aspirations. I've decided I want to be a HPE teacher. So Ms. Marsden's helped with that a little bit.
So tell us a bit about your coaching.
Yeah, I coach kids from the age of 3 practically in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's a form of martial art and it's also very daunting. So having a familiar face, similar to the TIP program, we have different attributes that we share and we help them develop confidence and resilience, and a lot of things that here at Pimlico is encouraged.
Fantastic. And Chanel, talk to us about some of the sporting opportunities that you've had an opportunity to be involved in.
Yeah, so here I've been a part of the block sports, which is like Ms. Marsden said previously. We did it, Tony and I actually did it together this year. We did touch football. We just basically got to merge with the grade 11s, which was actually quite fun because I haven't talked to the grade 11s before really. So we got some new friends in grade 11 now. We just played once a week. We had training once a week. It's just a good opportunity for us to merge and get like the integrated connectedness. And basically we just did block sports. I've also obviously done the carnivals as well. So throughout high school I've done them. This year, being a house captain, you get a lot more involved with it. So it's a lot more encouraging. We do the pre-carnival events. Lunchtime sports as well, and then we have the Palm Park, which is new this year, that we've also been really involved in.
And those carnivals really are a major community event in the school.
They are.
Fantastic. Look, and obviously sports are a really important part of building that sense of community, but our HPE curriculum is about much more than just sport. It's about health, it's about lifestyle, it's about a whole range of things. So talk to us about the HPE curriculum that our students engage with in the junior school at Pimlico.
Yes, the HPE curriculum very much adds to our wellbeing program. So we build on the skills, as Lee mentioned, of building a social, emotional, intellectual, and physical self. And there's all of us as humans are very multifaceted. There are lots of concepts that we need to learn along the way, and some of those concepts include risk-taking, decision-making, and making decisions under pressure. We deal with puberty in grade 7 because that's a pertinent topic coming into high school and that transition period, as well as drug and alcohol education, fitness, so positive psychology, and how to look after you as a person, and also exercise physiology and all of the natural HPE elements that probably traditionally people think of. It's very much a multifaceted connection between the traditional HPE as well as that wellbeing band. We also do Careers Ed in grade 10, which is that transition pathway into high school or into senior school.
Excellent. And Lee, it is really important that we take that holistic, multifaceted view around students' development, and of course their transition from primary school to high school is such an important part of that development. What sort of transition program do we provide to support students as they move from Year 6 into Year 7?
Yeah, well, I think everyone can always remember that, transition to high school. We've all got those rich memories of that, and the way we support that here at Pimlico is we'll have an information evening, and then shortly after that, once enrolments have been accepted, we have a transition day where we welcome our new to be Year 7 students into the school, and we run a day of experience there where they can get to know some of their to-be peers and student helpers in the school, as well as staff. We'll run some little subject experiences and some getting to know Pimlico type activities, and we always finish the day with our amazing race, and you'll see the Year 6 students running around the school, and that's just a fun way to help them get to know the lay of the land here, and they always love that and finish the day with a big smile on their face.
Excellent. And when the students come in at Year 7, Tani, do they have a particular area that the Year 7s are in during lunchtimes?
No. Pimlico encourages students to form friendships amongst all the year levels, so there's no designated area for them to sit. However, in saying that, a very popular spot amongst all the Year 7s is under the VBOC, in the VBOC undercroft.
And handball central, yes.
Yes, handball courts everywhere. They can chat with friends and enjoy lunch.
Excellent. So obviously we want our students to come in and have that smooth transition, but then a successful time at high school. So how do we support students as they make that journey through school around their wellbeing?
Yeah, well, certainly, we really want to take a holistic approach to that, and we make sure that we have a strategic vision, so it is a whole school approach, and student wellbeing is at the heart of our teachers' pedagogy. We make sure that we have external programs as well, and we partner with external agencies like Beyond Blue and Headspace, and even through our global programs, there's lots of leadership and community-based opportunities there, so that all contributes. What else? We've got a great wellbeing team together, and that's headed up by our principal, Peter Stroomer, and we've got a couple of, like myself and Carmel Linning as a head of student development who's drive those strategic visions, and our year coordinators are really innovative and responsible for delivering those wellbeing programs through our care class, as well as supporting our student leaders in delivering their leadership programs to support our our whole community's wellbeing and opportunities for our kids. So during the school day, then we have our specialist support staff, and they're people like our school-based youth health nurse, a chaplain, our CEC. We've got our STARS program for our Indigenous girls. Who have I missed? Defence mentor, guidance officers. Yeah, we've got a range of really specialist support staff as well. If our students are finding, they hit a bit of a rough patch, or needing that extra layer of support. So, as I said, it really is a holistic, whole school approach, and we know that it's everyone's responsibility to look after each other, and that's something that we really try and embed in our community here.
But indeed, a great team trying to drive that work. One of those challenges that the students do come across from time to time is around bullying. What are the strategies and things that we have in place around bullying?
Yeah, so we follow the Department of Education's advice and policies around bullying. Within the school, we drive respectful relationships programs, and as Ian was talking about before, part of that is helping students build their social emotional skills, and a lot of that is a relational skill, and we certainly have a diversity in terms of those skills, so it's supporting kids, if they are in conflict, what is conflict resolution and how do we do that, as well as if things aren't going well, we really encourage everyone to be reporting on to us, and everything is investigated, followed through with. We have a code of conduct that's then followed, which helps us to follow up with any of those sort of bullying behaviours and situations.
Excellent. So, ladies, you're coming to the end of your time at high school, which is exciting but a bit nerve-wracking as well. Tell me though, what have been some of your best memories or experiences that you're going to take from Pimlico?
I'd probably say this year was pretty exciting. Probably my favourite would have been the athletics carnival. Just throughout the day, just the nail biting, getting those score updates throughout the event, and then at the final, at the end, taking the title after a very, very close competition. A bit touchy subject.
That's it. How about you? Just still recovering from that one?
Yes, absolutely. I think my favourite part, I mean, it's really hard to pick, but I think without the relationships and the friendships I've formed with teachers and peers, it would have been a lot harder to get through my high school experience. The endless amount of support I get from them all, it really does help.
And Corinne, when you look back, what to you are those special or important memories that you take away from your time at Pimlico?
I think my favourite would just be the whole class, just going to class, seeing the same people every day, having lunch times with them. I definitely miss it now that I'm out of school working here.
That sense of community.
Yeah.
Now, I forgot to ask one question before, Lee, and that's, tell me about this thing, the Blue Book. What's the Blue Book?
Oh, the Blue Book? Okay. The Blue Book is the Pimlico, the way we call our student diary or our student handbook. So you'll hear people talk in the school about the Blue Book, and essentially, it's our go-to resource for kids. It's a point of organisation. It's a point of answering of questions. If I'm unsure of how to get a late note or how to sign in or things like that, there'll be pages that give those helpful tips and advice. On what to do in those common circumstances. It's got our assessment calendars. So it really is, a resource that all of our students get. We encourage kids to use them as much as they can. It's a communication tool between parents and the school too. There's sections in it where parents can communicate with teachers and vice versa. It's affectionately called the Blue Book here at Pimlico.
Excellent. Thanks, Lee. Look, thank you to all of our panel. We've got another question just come in. Do you have any school camps? And talk to us about camps and other sort of outbound opportunities.
Yes, we have a few camping opportunities. One of the major ones that I guess all of the ladies around the room remember fondly is the leadership camp in Year 11, which is for a large group of students. Over 100 students go to a camp for 3 days and build our sense of community, leadership opportunities, and confidence, and really form that. I guess the relationships with their peers during that time, because there's nothing like stepping away from your everyday life in camp. We also have a whole range of music camps available every year, so anything from our junior music camps for our younger and up-and-coming ensembles, all the way through to our symphony, Orpheus and choir camps. There's also lots of opportunities for students to have more overseas opportunities if COVID ever goes away through our Global Education Department. And they visit every aspect of the world and every part of the world, and there's some really good opportunities if students would like to take them on.
So a range of those study tours, but then some closer to home. We've also had some of the other study abroad programs, but also we've done ski trips and things like that as well. Yeah, we've done
ski trips in the past. We also have, our international students get to do a range of opportunities. Our Year 11s, I know it's not a camp, but had a day trip to Billabong Sanctuary today through their leadership program. So there are a lot of camps, I suppose, that are available. We don't have year-level camps per se, because of the size of our school, but there is certainly something that we can offer.
So those other curriculum-related opportunities. Excellent. Well, each week we've thrown over to you at home with an interactive challenge around our focus. So, Ange, talk to us about our challenge for this week for our young Year 6 students at home?
So our interactive challenge for this week is for you to take either a 15-second video, very small video, or a photograph of you performing your favourite leisure or physical activity. It can be anything. It can be as simple as walking up Castle Hill with your dog and your family, or you can be innovative as well. And we have a sporting prize pack for those, the student who is most enthusiastic. That's the criteria. And if you could send your video or photograph to the web address that will be on our school website, along with your name and primary school name, so that we can get that prize pack out to you.
Fantastic. And indeed, that information will be up on our website. All of the videos and resources from our previous week's sessions are all up online on the Pimlico Experience page of our website. And from tomorrow, this evening's video and other resources will be there and available for you to have a look at as well. So thank you so much for joining us again this evening. Thank you to our panel, and I'd like to put out a big thanks to all of our staff, our alumni and our students who've joined us over the last 5 weeks. Of course, the next stage after our virtual experience will be our information evening being held here at Pimlico High early in Term 4. So coming up on the Wednesday evening of week 1 of next term, we will be running a Year 6 into Year 7 information evening. Because of the COVID restrictions, there will be a few changes to our normal routine. Just as we've had to go virtual for our open day, our information evening will also look a little bit different. So we're going to be running 2 separate sessions, one from 5:30 through till a little bit later in the evening, about an hour and a half, and then a second one starting at around 7 o'clock. So there'll be 2 1.5-hour sessions, and people will have an opportunity to book in online to one of those 2 sessions. So there'll be information on the Pimlico Experience website later this week about how to book in and specific details around those times, and we'll also be sending information out to our primary schools. So keep an eye out for that information. There will be a few other changes. Because you haven't had a chance to come in and have a look around our school, except for virtually, there will be a bit of an opportunity to interact with some of our staff and have a look around following the sit-down sessions in those 2 sessions on that evening. So jump online later this week, or keep an eye out for information coming home through our primary schools, or indeed up on our Facebook with information about those sessions. So 5 p.m. to 6:30 and then 7 to 8:30 are those 2 sessions. We hope that you're able to join us in Term 4. Thanks again for joining us.